In today's video, I'll be explaining you these two adjustments, that is interest on capital and interest on drawings. So let's start. Students, you need to keep in mind that accounting entity concept over here. Okay, for these two adjustments, that particular concept will be applied. As you know, as from business point of view, owner and business treated as separate entity. It means if owner invested money into the business, that is known as capital. From business point of view, from accounting point of view, it will be treated as internal liability. Okay, business will consider this amount as internal liability, and in return business will pay interest on that amount, which is known as interest on capital. Okay, so for the business, that is X Limited, I have taken example here. Suppose Mr. X invested rupees 2 lakhs as capital into his business X Limited. So from business point of view, this amount will be treated as internal liability, and X Limited has to pay interest on that amount to Mr. X. Alright. So for X Limited, this interest will be considered as an expense because the business is paying this amount to owner. And from owner's point of view, this interest is an income because he is receiving interest on the amount invested. Alright. So what will be the effect of interest on capital in our accounting equation? Let's see. Here is a meaning. Interest on capital is an expense for the business, and thus profit is reduced by the amount. And since interest on capital is an income for the proprietor, it is added to capital. Okay, let's say interest on capital allowed rupees 500. So what will be the effect of this in our accounting equation? See the equation here, assets equals to liabilities plus capital. Suppose interest on capital is 500. You will add the amount with your capital because for proprietor it is an income and business kiska hai? Ultimately it is of proprietor only. So you will add the amount in capital, and because business is paying this amount, okay, it will be subtracted from the capital. Understood? क्योंकि बिजनेस पे कर रहा है इसलिए हम कैपिटल से उसे एक बार माइनस कर रहे हैं, एंड बिकॉज प्रोप्राइटर इज रिसीविंग द अमाउंट and ultimately the business is of that proprietor only, you will add the amount. No further effect. So interest on capital, you will add the amount with your capital, and at the same time you will subtract from the capital only. No further effect in assets and liabilities. In the same manner, interest on drawings. I have taken the same example. Here owner Mr. X, his business X Limited. Now Mr. X withdrawn money from the business for his personal use. Let's say 10,000. Okay, 10,000 rupees X has withdrawn from his business for his personal use. As I told you, whenever the amount or any assets withdrawn from the business for owner's personal use, that will be termed as drawings. Okay, so business से पैसे निकाल रहा है owner. In return of this, now Mr. X needs to pay interest to the business. Okay, because he is withdrawing money from the business, he needs to pay interest to the business, being a separate entity. Alright, so from business point of view, interest on drawing will be treated as income. Okay, for X Limited, this interest on drawing is income, and for Mr. X, interest on drawing will be treated as an expense because Mr. X pay कर रहा है interest मिस्टर एक्स के लिए ये एक्सपेंस है and business is receiving this amount, so for the business interest on drawing will be considered as an income. So what will be the effect of this in your accounting equation? See, I'm reading out meaning first. Interest on drawings is a profit for the business, therefore added to profit and thus capital. Since it is a loss or you can say expense for the owner, it is deducted from capital. So in the same manner, just like your interest on capital, you will treat interest on drawings. You will add the amount first with your capital and at the same time you will subtract. Okay, no further effect in your assets and liabilities. Simply you need to add with capital and then subtract from the capital itself. So our today's first question, I'm reading out question number 9. Prepare an accounting equation on the basis of the following transactions. First, started business with cash rupees 70,000. Credit purchase of goods rupees 18,000. Payment made to creditors in full settlement rupees 17,500. Purchase of machinery for cash rupees 20,000. Last, depreciation on machinery rupees 2,000. Here is the solution. Transaction column, assets, liabilities plus capital. Our first transaction is started business with cash rupees 70,000. You will add the amount under cash and capital. Next, credit purchase of goods rupees 18,000. Stock will be increased by rupees 18,000 and because we are purchasing it on credit basis, creditors will arise. Creditors are liabilities for the business. You will add the amount there 18,000. Now both sides total 88,000. Third transaction, payment made to creditors in full settlement of rupees 17,500. Now see, creditors का worth है 18,000, but we are paying them 17,500 in full settlement. That means we have received discount of rupees 500. हमारे dues पूरे clear हो गए हैं 17,500 में. So what will be the effect of this transaction? Because we are making a payment, cash will reduce by rupees 17,500. Okay, cash में आप minus कर दोगे. Creditors are fully settled. That means you will subtract this complete amount from the creditors. Okay, because it is written payment made to creditors in full settlement, मतलब there will be no creditors in future. आपने इनका full payment कर दिया, full settlement कर दिया. That means you will subtract this whole amount from the creditors. And because we are receiving discount of rupees 500, okay, 18,000 worth था, but actually we have paid 17,500. तो जो 500 का हमें discount मिला है, it will be a profit for you. So you will add this amount with your capital. Alright. So whenever it is written in full settlement, we will see कितने का हमें actually profit हो रहा है. That amount you will add with your capital. Creditors 18,000 के पूरे अब ड्यूज क्लियर हो गए, हमने उन्हें 17,500 में पूरा क्लियर कर दिया. You will subtract this whole amount from the creditors and cash actual जितना पेमेंट हुआ है उतना आप माइनस करोगे. So new equation will be 70,000 minus 17,500 is 52,500. Stock will remain same 18,000. Creditors nil and capital 70,500. Next, purchase of machinery for cash rupees 20,000. Simply you will subtract the amount from cash and machinery being an asset, you will create a column and add the amount. New equation, 32,500 is your cash balance, stock 18,000, okay, machinery 20,000, creditors nil and capital 70,500. Last is depreciation on machinery, rupees 2000. Depreciation meaning is reduction in the value of fixed tangible assets. For example, इस साल हमने एक फर्नीचर परचेज किया है. Will the value of that furniture remain same in the next year? No, because of its continuous usage, value will decline. Okay, so that decline in the value of fixed tangible asset known as depreciation. So depreciation effect will be, जिस पे भी depreciation charge हुआ है, here it is depreciation on machinery. Okay, assets पे charge होता है. So you will subtract the amount from the asset. 2000 you will subtract from machinery, and because the assets, all assets, the sum up is equal to capital. Okay, it affect your capital because it is for the business purpose. ये business से engage है, capital will be affected. You will subtract the amount from capital also. Okay, so the effect of depreciation. So the effect of depreciation will be subtract from asset and from capital. Now final equation. Cash balance 32,500, stock 18,000, machinery 18,000, creditors nil, capital 68,500. See, total of assets is 68,500, capital also 68,500. Next is question number 11. Show the effect of the following transaction and also prepare balance sheet. Started business with cash rupees 60,000, rent received 2,000, accrued interest 500, commission received in advance 1,000, amount withdrawn 5,000 rupees. First transaction, started business with cash rupees 60,000, added in cash and in capital. Second, rent received rupees 2,000. This is your general income. Alright, you will add this amount in your cash as well as in your capital. New equation, 62,000 is your cash balance and same amount as your capital. Third, accrued interest rupees 500. In the previous class, I explained you the meaning of accrued income, which means income earned but not yet received. आपने कमा लिया है but अभी तक मिला नहीं है. So till the time period it will be considered as an asset. That's why it is created a column here. Accrued interest, you will add this amount 500 and the same amount will be added in your capital. Okay, so accrued income effect will be separate column under assets and add the amount with your capital. Now the new equation is cash balance 62,000, accrued interest 500, total of asset side 62,500, capital also 62,500. Next, commission received in advance rupees 1,000. So this is income received in advance. It will be considered as liability. You will create a column under liabilities. Put heading commission received in advance and add the amount, and because we have received the amount you will add the same in your cash balance. Okay, so here 1,000 will be added with cash, and this side, liability side, you will create a column name commission received in advance. See, both sides are equal. 63,500, here also 63,500. Last transaction, amount withdrawn rupees 5,000. So 5,000 will be subtracted from this cash balance. And क्योंकि business का पैसा कम हो रहा है, you will subtract this from capital as well. Okay, subtract from cash and from capital. Final equation is cash balance 58,000, accrued interest 500, commission received in advance 1,000, and capital is 57,500. Both sides are equal. Balance sheet, I think you all can prepare. Format is liabilities amount, assets amount. Under liabilities we have commission received in advance and capital. Balance you will write this one, the final equation balance. Okay, in the same manner we have two assets, cash and accrued interest.